Yesterday, we covered Eddie Griffin directly responding to a meme that Comedy Hype reposted. The meme asked who had the better run when it came to movies, Martin Lawrence or Chris Tucker. Responses were mixed, as many had a hard time deciding who they preferred. Eddie Griffin thinks questions like this divide the black community, and after hearing Griffin's response, we have to ask, is comparing these two comedic legends dividing, or is it a lighthearted debate, much like Tupac versus Biggie and LeBron versus MJ? Today we'll have our very own John Abba in the studio with us to offer an explanation on why the meme was reposted, along with our Comedy Hype analysts, Danielle Miller, Capone, and Pierre, calling to the show to give their thoughts and reactions. Now, I always like to start the show by just thanking you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Man, yes, it's always a good time to come with here with y'all. So
yeah, so I want to read what we saw from Eddie Griffin just one more time, and I want to get your thoughts on it, being that you are our leader in this space. So Eddie Griffin posted and said both, and F y'all for trying to divide and conquer us. Who had better movies, Robin Williams or Chevy Chase? Try that with them white people. So I'm interested to know, when you saw, the comment, what was your thoughts, or kind of where were you thinking?
I mean, at first, you don't really take it too serious, but then as you think about all the work that we do here every day, what Eddie did right there doesn't help our mission. And then you kind of start diving deeper. I just can't respect it. I know that he's like an OG and one of the legends, but to publicly come out our platform like that, when we've also made attempts to want to reach out to you in the past, I can't respect it. Just as one man to another, I don't respect it. And that's kind of ultimately how I feel. And then I'm sure there's other things that I can present on why I don't respect it. And that's just how I feel. And wisdom tells you to judge someone by their actions, not by their words. And I think if you look at Eddie's actions, it don't necessarily match his words. And I actually got a clip that kind of like starts laying up my point on why I don't respect it. Can we play the clip, please?
I believe this settles the debate on who's the greatest, LeBron or Michael Jordan. Nigga, Michael Jordan would have flew to dunk on everybody on that Denver Nuggets squad, nigga. I don't know where LeBron was. He always disappears right in plain sight in the second half. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time.
I mean, so you see right there, Eddie's doing the exact same thing that we just posted on our Instagram. So for him to say both and F y'all for trying to divide and conquer us, who had better movies, Robin Williams or Chevy Chase, try it with them white people, you just doing the same thing with LeBron and Michael Jordan. So where is this energy coming from? My issue is like we bust our ass every day to deliver like great content, and we reach out to people like Dom, like for our head right. How long have we been trying to get Eddie on the platform? 3-4 years. And this is the time you decide to speak or address our platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm speaking on that because that's like hater-like energy. You're supposed to be an OG. You're supposed to be like reaching out, connecting. So if you're really passionate about it, then, DM us, message us. I'm sure you can get in contact with Capone or Pierre if you really felt some type of way. So I take it personally because I see the amount of work and the actions that we do here as a platform. Again, judge someone on their actions, not their words. You look on this screen right now, for people that's watching it, all you do is see is black folks on this screen. Right now on your YouTube, on your Facebook, wherever you're watching us, that's all you see is black folks. So check our actions out, And so for just to kind of lay up the point, another point, we've been trying to get him for years to get on the platform, and he did Vlad. So like, where do you?
And that's a big conversation too.
And it's a huge one because it's real. Like, you got brothers like Pierre got his podcast, brothers like we have our podcast, our platform, and we try to give other people that look like us a place to kind of tell their story. And I think that we have to do a better job in like figuring out how to balance that. I'm not saying you can't do Vlad. I'm just saying that's all you've really kind of done. If you put in Eddie Griffin interview, that's all to come up. You don't even got to come necessarily to Comedy Hype. I'll be real. You can go to just balance it out. So that's just, my issue with when it comes to that,
Yeah. Let me ask, how do you think that impacts us as a platform? Because of course, me being on the back end, I see a lot of, when we are reaching out to these people, him publicly, calling us out. How do you think that impacts us?
I mean, I think it hurts us all. It doesn't help because he has peers that we want to reach and work with, and they see the comment and thinking, okay, well, shoot, Eddie not rocking with him, I'm not gonna rock with him either. And that hurts us all from the ecosystem standpoint. Like at the end of the day, the money that we generate goes right back into the talents that you see on screen. So if you coming at our platform, you also hurting these brothers and sisters that are a part of our network. So I think that I'm only speaking on that just because like we gotta end that. And I don't mind it if like, if he didn't say nothing at all and maybe said it amongst himself, but to publicly put that out there, I thought that was really corny, for him. And it just felt like it was like a hater-like energy, when we've covered Eddie before. And, I seen people in the comments kind of siding with him, but I think you're probably just siding with him out of popularity. He's just he's the more popular name, so he's gonna get the love. I just think that if we took his name off, he'd just sound like an angry Hotep dude in our comments. And, so when you say F y'all, I take that as offense, but I still have to remain respectful because I am a businessman at the same time. But I don't think that really helps us, the overall mission.
How would you want him to, handle this situation? Because I know yesterday, I invited him on the platform. Pierre I even said, hey, go to Pierre's Panic Room. It doesn't have to necessarily be Comedy Hype. Because I know we've had instances before of people who had their grievances with the platform. So, how would you want him to move forward in this? Or, what would you hope? I know you can't,
I mean, I hope that there's a level of like people giving Comedy Hype the benefit of the doubt that we are intelligent people that are running this platform. I think sometimes they don't understand that. They try to think, oh, we're just being messy, but it's so much thought that goes into what we put. We literally have conversations every morning and discuss it, and some topics don't even make air because we're like, okay, that might read a certain way. We got different topics. Even on this, I think this episode is gonna be a topic that we had to kind of like debate and discuss if we were gonna actually run it or not. So just, for guys like Eddie and people that are watching, just know we put a lot of thought into it. If anything, I think that debate was such a harmless, fun conversation that if we wanna talk like numbers and strategy, like I'm sure people went to go look at old Martin movies, went to go look at old Chris Tucker movies, just to reminisce on that energy, and that's kind of like how I'm standing on that. If you remember Versus, when they had the Versus battle before they ended up like selling it,
got us through COVID.
And that thing was booming, people's streams were going up. So it was like a healthy like way. And Pierre, I saw you comment yesterday on this topic. You mentioned how we should probably be celebrating them. It is kind of our way of celebrating them by putting them up on a pedestal in conversation of, man, who had the greatest. And I felt like that for Eddie, please understand that, we're trying to do these things strategically. At the same time, it's never meant with any malice.
Yeah, if Eddie is watching this, because, he may or may not respond, he may or may not see it, is there anything that you would say?
Yeah. I mean, this is what it is. I'm keeping this all the way thorough on this particular episode with y'all. Eddie Griffin, I'm about to DM you from our Instagram account, inviting you directly on our show, on our platform. You could do a one-on-one interview with me. And the thing that I loved, we had a controversy with Earthquake some years ago. Earthquake didn't appreciate me interviewing his ex-wife, which I understand from a man's perspective how that could feel. But what I respected so much about Quake is that he came on our platform and he let me know, hey, I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, I remember.
So as a man, it's like, I respect that, but I think he also respected enough the platform, what we're doing. We're not here to personally attack people. We have a job, which is to report the news, which is to push the information to the rest of the people. So I respect Earthquake a whole lot, and ever since then we've been on great terms and good. Like we it's always a mutual, solid exchange when I see him.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of love for him because I respect him as a man. So with Eddie, I'm inviting you to our platform. I am DMing you right now via our Instagram page so that you can be able to hear it directly from us that we would like you on. I noticed that you're following us, so Eddie might be a fan, of what we're doing. At the same time, I think that was hater-like energy. And Eddie, on June 27th, if you're in Atlanta, come on out. We'll take care of you and your team. We'll make sure you're set out straight. We got June 27th. We got our first live event of the Comedy Hype News Show happening in Atlanta. Make sure you guys hit the links at the bottom. And this is what we're about, bringing people together. We're going to talk our noise, but it's always out of love. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm going to DM him right now. Yeah.
Well, while you're doing that, again, I appreciate you for joining us. Capone, I want to bring in, and then Pierre, I'm going to let you, because I know I want to make sure you get a chance to respond as well. I just want to get Capone's thoughts. Capone, I know you weren't on the show yesterday, but I'd love to get your thoughts. You know, we've had this discussion before, right? You know, versus or you know, just comparing careers and just having that conversation. Eddie Griffin would respond, so I'd love to get your thoughts and reactions to that. What do you think?
Well, I think his opinion is definitely valid, but at the same time, it could be misunderstood. You know, John spoke very eloquently about how he felt about that, and it actually touched me because, you know, being a part of this organization, you know that we don't come from a malice place. We speak the truth. I know I'm put on this position to speak my mind because I don't know how to lie and I don't know how to hold back. So from what I even just heard just now, you know, I don't like the fact that these guys pick and choose because we're a Black entity and they don't come on or they want to say the things that they do say. I'm going to say, Eddie, DM him back and let's get on here and let's speak how we speak. Let's stop all the back talk with back and forth and get your point of view to the viewers. They want to see it. And this is the format to see it on. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I love it. Danielle, I'm going to put you on hold just a moment. I'm going to bring you in, but let me first come to Pierre. Pierre, I love, because I know also John mentioned your name, so I want to come to you to respond also. I know we talked about this yesterday, but just any thoughts or closing remarks that you'd like to add to that, Pierre?
All right, I've been with Comedy Hype for a couple of years now, 3 years, and with John, I know the level of care he has for the Black community. Now, I don't care what other people say outside, how they want to feel. I know, I'm behind the scenes. I know stuff that he says no to, that he don't want to do or whatever, and I know he actually cares. You know, he honestly does. He cares. Now, people in the comments can say what the fuck they want. I don't give a fuck. But I'm telling you the truth. I know this man, and I wouldn't rock with him as long as I've rocked with him if I didn't. I don't need the money like that. I work enough. I got enough investments. I don't need to be here, okay? But I'm here because of him and the way he rolls. You know, we can be very judgmental amongst each other. We can, I don't know how VladTV keeps getting millions and millions of subscribers as people say, cancel Vlad, cancel, he's doing us wrong. But for some reason, his numbers keep rising fast. And he's done stuff that people have questioned, but it doesn't bother our people. But when we do something that might slightly be seen as a little, we're quick to jump down Comedy Hype's throat.
No, absolutely. I love that, both. Danielle, I know I keep putting you on ice. That's one of John saying, I know I'm putting you on ice, but just a moment. I promise I'm coming to you to close this out. But I want to come back to you, John. Any thoughts?
Yeah.
Anything that you'd like to add
I mean, just for the people to know it's real. I did DM Eddie Griffin directly from our page. I let him know that, caught your comment on our page, interested to get a direct comment from you, an interview on our platform, best way to send an interview request. So we're always gonna keep it professional, but just for the fans, we directly reached out to him. But here in Pierre, the reason why I'm addressing this is mainly because I know how hard we work. So it's not really just Eddie, it's just the game. And over the years of people just not supporting, that should be really embracing the platform. We do great interviews. You here to promote yourself all day. We also are authentic people. I think that's what they're missing the point. The stuff that we choose to cover, it comes to the level of authenticity. If you got some bullshit going on, we're gonna be able to address the bullshit. But it's not to ever put you in a bad light, and we don't go home at night thinking yeah, we just got that person caught up with a scandal. Right. It's just more so of, hey, we wanna be authentic to our viewers. So really it's about you guys, the audience, that every day we wanna give you real conversations. If you want some cookie cutter stuff, there's other places for that. who kind of like gloss over real life things that are going on, who like, oh, everything's fine, but really like, no, it's not. And that's our whole game plan. We like to address the elephant in the room. So Eddie, I hope that I get to hear from you if you are watching this. And man, I want you guys to keep doing what you're doing. Clearly people are watching us. Clearly people have a lot to say about us, but we're gonna continue to show them kind of like how to rock this thing out. And on June 27th, you can rock out with us.
Live in Atlanta.
Live in Atlanta. Tickets on Ticketmaster. It's gonna be a good time, and hopefully this thing kicks off the way I see it and we can tour with it.